sick. Like, it's so good.
The world was so good.
Yeah.
It seems like it was just a prequel game. Like a...
Oh, yeah, the way
like
it ends,
a
like...
prologue.
There's no wrap-up at all. Like, I finished it this morning, like, hours ago. And it's still very fresh.
Yeah, it's so open-ended. Like, it even ends almost like The Dark Knight.
Yeah, like, it's just ready for the next one.
He's just, like, overlooking the city.
Oh, yeah,
ready
that's
for
right.
his next adventure.
That's right. I really liked, quick shout-out to, like, really strong female characters.
Yeah, what would you... what was that?
Isabeau, and, what's her name?
What was her... she was one of the...
Oh, the rebels. Lakshmi.
No. Was it... She was one of the knights.
Isabeau?
Isabeau?
Yeah, that's her name. They call her Izzy.
That's why I was like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about? Isabeau.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Great game, though. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. I loved the French guy, Lafayette.
Oh, he was great.
He was pretty awesome.
Boss fights were dog balls.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we should talk about the Lycan, because that was the big publicity thing.
There are 3 fights, if I recall correctly. I did play this like near launch.
There's three lesser Lycan fights. There's 2 elder Lycans, and they were worse.
They
the
were
elder ones.
All the same. Like, as far as I remember, I would stand in a corner.
Yep.
Something would run around a little bit, and I wouldn't move. I'd just wait down a corridor, because I knew it was going to come down this corridor. And then it would, and I'd shoot it, and it would run away.
You know what's so
funny? And then
funny?
I'd see it scuttling around somewhere, and it would come down that same corridor again.
I'm going to
shoot
some...
it.
Yeah,
and it would run away.
Yeah, and you
I'd
run
wait
back.
there, and it would just come straight back down the same corridor.
You ready for some controversy?
Go for it.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
The sewers in The Last of Us. You've got all those infected... When you get into, like... Is it Ishmael? You know that dude? There's, like, his story.
Oh, where you have... you get cut off, and you're stuck with the black guy's kid, and...
Yep. Yeah, and you walk in there, and they're all just running laps, and you just kind of, like... tease them.
Obviously, oh, yeah, that's fine. But that didn't happen 3
us...
times in 6 hours.
That's it. But I thought that's pretty interesting. Like,
I remember happening the first time, and I thought the game glitched. Like, when I was playing, I was like, why is this guy just running the same route, even though I just keep shooting him and not...
You know what? Oh, what's the other
easiest
game that
boss
did
fights?
I think it was one of the Dead Spaces had a similar enemy that would sort of just kind of creep up after you a little bit, and then it would run off, do a little circuit, and then come back for might have been Dead Space 3.
I literally thought I'd cheesed it. I was like, I'm cheesing this. Cheese. And then it happened 3 more times. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, God. But, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Like, the gunplay wasn't bad. It was pretty acceptable.
Tight.
It looks so good. I can't handle how good it looked.
How's, like, and it's actually channeling The Last of Us a lot, like context-sensitive melee combat. Like, you'll just grab a dude's head and smash it into something, like, depending on where you're standing. And I like all the tie-ins, too, like the whole Jack the Ripper thing. They sort of, like, make some allegories there.
I hope they do another one.
I really do, too.
Because the general consensus seems to be that they just spent so much time, so much money, so all their resources just building that engine.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, now I gotta make a game. Alright, just this, okay.
Smash it out.
Oh, wouldn't they want to use that gun somewhere else? No time for that. Just put the gun there, it's fine.
God. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth playing if you can pick it up cheap. Don't buy it on PSN because it's still going for like $80 Australian. I went to eBay and got it pre-owned for $20, and that felt just right. That actually made me a lot more positive on it.
That's what. It's not a full price game.
Yeah,
and this is what I worry about Firewatch and how they price that.
Yeah,
don't price themselves out of the game.
Yeah, I hope, because that's not a AAA game.
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't even know who the developer is.
What would you pay for that? Going off what we know now.
Oh, Australian?
Yeah.
$50?
Yeah, that sounds about fair.
Like brand new, $50. And then I'll trade it in after 6 hours when I'm done with it.
$100 says it's at least 80.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
But
at least I don't... See, I think it was people feeling slighted by Ready at Dawn because they didn't really say... I think if they said anything, they're like, it's 8 to 10 hours, but like, that was a lie.
I meant to look it up. Maybe you know. What else did they do? Ready at Dawn.
I don't know, but let me see if I can find out real quick.
Because I know the name, and I feel like they have to have done something, because this game was...
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they did like the PSP Resistance.
Oh, wow. Well, see, I thought they'd have done something big, because this shit's tight.
No, I have this. I don't know why I think this, but I feel like...
Govinda is looking
Oh,
up.
no, they did the God of War games on PSP.
Oh, okay. That
So
might
they did
explain it.
Ghosts of Sparta and Chains of Olympus.
That'd explain the melee stuff.
They also did Daxter on PSP. They also did Okami.
Oh, nice. That explains why it looks so good.
Yeah. So, like, they're not... This is their first big
AAA.
console AAA.
Yep.
I guess Okami... Oh, no, sorry. I think I'm wrong. I think they did Okami HD.
Oh,
So
yes.
it sounds
yes.
like a port job. I'm going to find out better. I'm sorry. I'm failing miserably.
If you ever want to weigh in on our topics, discussions, you can always tweet at us at _PS podcast. Maybe you think Final Fantasy 9 is better. You'd be wrong, but you could, put that out there.
Why are they children?
Oh, because it was a return to form. They wanted to go back to the whimsy of the original Final Fantasies.
But weren't the original Final Fantasies like they were sprites? They weren't actually children?
Yeah, but they wanted to go back to that sort of swords and sorcery, as opposed to the steampunk-esque Final Fantasy 7 and 8 to some extent. Also, if you guys like what we do here, we really appreciate our iTunes reviews. We've been getting a few more, but people aren't leaving their names, and I'd love to thank you personally. So if you want to toddle on over to the iTunes store, look for PS Podcast, or search for the GoK Network. We do another podcast, which is, we're told, quite fun.
You might have seen it posted in the PS podcast feed at some point.
That was a mistake.
A mistake, but I think it helped us.
It really did. It really
Thanks,
did.
guys, for listening to our dicks and shit.
Well, that doesn't sound great out of context.
They'll listen to it. You'll figure out what we're talking about.
Govinda, I think we're running long. Do you want to talk about some...
Well, look, real quickly, I'm going to talk about something before our PS forecast. Because I think, off the topic of PlayStation, I think Nintendo's going to fail
Okay, here we go.
at consoles.
Well...
Look, they've got an NX. No one knows what it is. They probably don't really know what it is. And this is my hope, because we had a topic last week where I said I don't really play my Vita.
Yep.
So this is my thinking. Let me just lay this out for you for a second.
Okay.
Nintendo has no third-party support.
Correct. As far as I know.
Nintendo has a huge catalogue of first-party games that are cherished throughout history.
I hear that Mario Man's pretty good at
Yes.
doing things.
They have a console they've launched for, 2 years old, 3 years old? I think it's 3 years old.
Yeah, it came out before.
It is a disaster. It is Dreamcast-level failure.
Yep.
Possibly worse. In 3 years, it has sold less than a third of what PlayStation has done in 2 years.
Yep.
So that's pretty much a disaster. Everyone knows it. They're in development of a new console, which will probably be announced at E3 this year. It's my expectation.
Yep.
Codenamed the NX.
NX.
People are speculating that it is a portable console, high fidelity portable console that will be able to stream directly to your TV.
Yep.
So you can take it with you and you can play it at home.
Yep.
I don't know how multiple players will go on that, but we'll figure that out eventually. Nintendo can't fail again.
No.
I think that's pretty clear.
Well, yeah, okay, so people always say, but they've got all that Wii money sitting in the bank. They can't take two big hits.
No, but they also have a huge company with thousands of employees that they're paying every year, including their very highly paid CEOs. They've got billions of dollars put away, but their investors are not going to take another failure.
Yeah, okay.
And it's going to get to a point where I'm hoping, this is my hope, I hope they just give up at some point and just start developing for third party.
It'd be beautiful.
Can you imagine this?
Yes, okay. I really thought you were going. What I'd really like to see is, because we all know the fate of the All-Stars Battle Royale. Could you imagine if Nintendo made a Smash Brothers but had full access to PlayStation?
Like Super Smash Brothers Battle Royale?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, obviously with a better name. Because Battle Royale All-Stars PlayStation.
No, just Smash Bros. Battle Royale.
Even just a new Smash Brothers.
But anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Naming, that's someone else's job to name
Let's
it.
not get caught up on the net.
But then my thinking is if Nintendo fails at the console market, at hardware, and they just start developing third party, they'll abandon DS
And the NX.
and just all consoles. They'll just, if they're going to get rid of one console, they're going to stop console, like just hardware altogether. Which means there'll be a third party developer, which means we're going to get Nintendo games on all consoles with achievements and trophies.
Could you imagine?
But then all of a sudden, there's a gap in the market for handheld.
Yeah.
And then, PlayStation drops a Vita too.
Well, if there's no handhelds, and Vita truly has bit the bullet by that point, that's interesting, because then there is no handhelds on the market.
Yeah.
And I'd be all for this. I don't know where you came up with this crackpot idea, but it's kind of genius.
So, like, look.
I want it.
Competition's great for the consumer.
Yeah.
But at this point, Nintendo's not even really a player in that. Like, Sony and Microsoft are not competing with Nintendo at this point. They're competing with themselves.
I had a dark thought. Can I just interject that
go for
quickly? What if somehow Shuhei cocks it up and Microsoft snaps up exclusive Nintendo support? Would that turn the tide for them?
Oh, definitely. It would
be huge. It would be monster.
I think if Nintendo's gonna stop making hardware, I don't think they'll swear allegiance to anyone.
Especially not an American company.
Especially not an American company. If they're gonna go with anyone, it will be Sony, just because of the honor,
the culture,
the culture.
We don't know that, but it makes sense.
But I just don't think it would be wise for them to stop making hardware and then be a second party developer for Microsoft or Sony.
Yeah.
So I think if it were to happen, there would just be a third party, free for all. Everyone gets everything.
Yeah.
And they would make fucking bank.
Oh god.
The amount of money they'd make. It's crazy.
I kind of hope it happens.
I was saying, I know it sounds bad, but I just hope they stop making consoles.
Although I said to you earlier, I could be interested in an NX if it's what they say it is.
Oh, that's what I said too. If it's as good as I hope it is, that'd be sick. But I just kind of...
I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, I think their day is past.
And if they want to make it as good as I want it to be, it's going to be too expensive.
And there's not going to be any trophies on it.
And there's not going to be any trophies, and that sucks.
That really brings
3 DSs and sold them all because I didn't get trophies.
Fuck, it's not the same. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to wait and see. E3 is going to be awesome this year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty ready. Do you reckon they'll announce VR at E3? Like announce price date sort of deal?
I think they almost have to.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking even before then.
Is it just do their own thing?
They could. It'll be big enough.
Is there another conference before E3, or is it just E3 and then everything after it? I think it's E3 then.
I think that kicks it off.
Yeah.
There might be some little ones.
I imagine they'll try and get it out by holiday this year.
Yep.
Makes
a lot of sense.
Real quick, PS Forecast shout out.
Oh yes.
I'm fucking ready for The Division to happen.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years, 3 years since announcement.
This is another one I need to see something from. Because
third person open world action MMO RPG. Is this accurate?
That's a lot of acronyms, but yes, it is accurate.
I don't know about the MMO, but I know it's open world multiplayer.
I think it's meant to be.
I don't know if it's MM, massively multiplayer.
In my mind, it was almost more a Dark Souls, you're affecting the games of others.
No, well, you're in... From the gameplays I've seen, there are other squads in your server world
but they're not all players, are they?
No, there's not all players. That's why it's like an MMO, though. You still have your NPCs, but then there's also other players in there.
Interesting.
So every so often, you'll be battling it out for a certain area that you're trying to do stuff at.
It looks... I like the aesthetic of it. I think it's really...
Did they downgrade it?
I think you told me that, so I don't know if I know
It looks
that.
like they did.
My problem with it is this, and I've voiced it many times before. Whoever they're getting to do the demos for this game needs to be fired. No one plays games like that. All right, Sally, cover me while I run for the objective. Keep an eye out for snipers.
It's so...
forced.
That's so forced.
You and I have never played a game like that. It's more like, dude, there's a fucking Oh, shit.
No, you're selling us short. We do have some sort of tactic that is so much more frantic.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Behind. Oh, shit.